In a world reimagined, giant pandas 1,000 times larger than humans suddenly emerge from the shadows, unleashing chaos across the planet. Their massive paws crushed cities, and their roars echoed like thunder, instilling terror in every corner of the earth. News spread rapidly, and the viral videos of these colossal creatures tearing through skyscrapers sparked global panic. Humans scrambled to respond, deploying armies and advanced weaponry to defend themselves against the unprecedented threat. The initial attack resulted in over 2 million deaths worldwide, as entire metropolitan areas were flattened in seconds. Infrastructure was obliterated, communication networks, transportation and power grids were shattered, plunging nations into darkness. Scientists raced against time to understand these giant pandas, fearing they could be part of an extraterrestrial or genetic experiment gone wrong. The pandas exhibited incredible strength, simple yet destructive intelligence, and an insatiable appetite for destruction. Despite their size, they displayed surprising agility, knocking over military tanks and demolishing fighter jets like they were toys. Resistance efforts focused on containment and evacuation, with millions of civilians fleeing to underground bunkers or remote islands. In the midst of chaos, some experts argued that the pandas might be defending their territory or responding to environmental triggers. Meanwhile, the world's military powers coordinated a coalition to fight these titans with experimental weapons and enormous robotic exoskeletons. The war reached a staggering scale, costing humanity billions of dollars and countless lives over several weeks. By the third month, approximately 5 million people had lost their lives, and entire cities like New York, Tokyo, and London lay in ruins. The pandas adapted quickly, often outmaneuvering human tactics with their brute strength and unpredictable behavior. Entire ecosystems fell to the pandas' rampage, creating widespread ecological collapse and extinction threats for smaller species. As the death toll rose, some nations considered surrender or negotiation, fearing total annihilation of human civilization. Conversely, others pushed forward with desperate measures, including unleashing experimental biological agents to weaken the pandas. However, these efforts often backfired, causing unforeseen mutations or environmental damage that worsened the crisis. The global economy crashed, with stock markets tumbling, currency devaluations, and mass unemployment spreading panic. Religious groups and conspiracy theorists claimed that the pandas were a punishment from nature or divine retribution. The surviving human populations dwindled to isolated enclaves, fighting for scarce resources and shelter. In every corner of the world, people wondered who might ultimately win this colossal war of nature versus humanity. The giant pandas demonstrated physical superiority, but humans had technological ingenuity and coordinated military strategies. Profound questions arose about whether humans could outthink or outlast the creatures that had devastated their civilization. Some hoped that the pandas might tire or retreat, but they kept advancing, undeterred and ever more destructive. The battle for Earth's future intensified, with hope dimming as casualties mounted and the environment continued to degrade. In this reimagined world, the victory seemed uncertain, with possibilities that humans might either succumb or adapt to their new reality. Scientists speculated that only a major ecological or biological breakthrough could shift the balance in favor of humanity. Despite the bleakness, pockets of resistance persisted, fueled by the hope they could find a way to revive and rebuild. Yet the vision of a world devastated by colossal pandas served as a stark reminder of nature's unchecked power if left to its own devices. The viral stories and videos kept circulating, warning others of the terrifying creatures that now ruled the earth. In the end, the question remained, who would truly win in this war, the underestimated power of nature or human resilience? As dust settled on the ruins of civilization, the world looked to the skies, pondering if the giant pandas would ever cease their rampage. And in this new era of chaos, humans clung to instinct, ingenuity, and the fragile hope for survival against all odds. Whether salvation came from science, sheer luck, or a shared understanding with these enormous pandas remained to be seen. The battle was far from over, but one thing was clear: the world would never be the same after this viral onslaught of the giant pandas. Its legacy would be a testament to both human vulnerability and the unpredictable power of nature turned colossal and fierce. As the world watched and waited, the question echoed relentlessly: who would ultimately prevail in this war for Earth? The answer, like the story itself, was still unfolding, written amidst rubble, hope, and the roar of giant pandas.